It's August 2nd and Pakistan's President Asif Ali Zardari touches down in Paris. Back home, and the flooding that began in the country's northwest spreads. Rapidly, it's becoming a massive tragedy. Zardari tours a French museum as Pakistanis become increasingly incensed at their government's response to what is now a humanitarian disaster. But there's no word on the floods from Pakistan's leader. Then, on the evening of August 3rd, he lands in London wearing jeans, causing many to comment he looks more like a man on holiday than the president of a country in crisis.
The president of Pakistan was doing what his job was, and the prime minister as head of government is doing what his job is. The president raised a great deal of money for Pakistan in terms of the flood affectees. But every country has to have a balance between diplomatic ties with the rest of the world and your internal situations.
On Friday, 6th of August, Zardari delivers a statement. His words are seen by many in Pakistan as inadequate and inappropriate.
Storms will come and storms will go, and Pakistan and Britain will stand together and face all the difficulties with dignity.
Thank you very much. I think when he made that comment, I think it was really a figure of speech he was using, like you talk about a storm in a teacup. It sounded insensitive at the time, but the president had not prepared to use that language. It was unfortunate.
Then, on Saturday, the 7th of August, he delivers a keynote speech in front of supporters in Birmingham in the UK. By now, it's clear that the flooding is the biggest tragedy to hit Pakistan since its creation 63 years ago. At this point, 13 million people have been directly affected by the rising waters. And there's still no word on the floods from Asif Ali Zardari as crowds protest outside. One man throws his shoe at the president. The Pakistani state broadcaster is the only media allowed to film the speech. The shoe-throwing footage is never released publicly. The massive criticism the government has faced could have been avoided, say many political observers. Quite simply, the government should have been seen to do more. Pakistan's army and religious groups, meanwhile, earn praise from Pakistan's public for their efforts. Sometimes it seemed the mullahs and the military were the only ones helping the flood victims. Many say the government's handling of the crisis has been shameful.
After visiting 3 provinces, Punjab, Sindh and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and after talking to the people who have lost their homes and who are living under open sky, they are only blaming one person, and that is Mr. Zardari.
Zardari eventually returns to Pakistan on Monday night, August 9th. The government's handling of this crisis could be a disastrous defining moment, but many wonder if it can turn around the perception that it has failed its citizens. In its defense, the government says any administration in the world would have struggled to cope with a natural disaster of this magnitude. Imran Khan, Al Jazeera, Islamabad.